Well, apparently it just gets worse for Ezra Miller. Rumour has it. Oh dear. But not only worse just for Ezra Miller, I mean, this is worse for Warner Brothers as well. So this is a brand new rumour, obviously, and, you know, we must talk about it as if it's a rumour. But highly likely. We know that they've put a lot on hold. We know that. That's like they have delayed so much stuff. So the fact that we're getting a rumour now saying that Warner Brothers has cancelled an 8-part TV series because it had Ezra Miller, it's not much of a stretch to think that that is actually true. They've delayed so many things because of the Ezra Miller situation. Now, when you delay stuff, subsequently what follows that, generally speaking, if you can't rework it or the situation doesn't go away, yeah, I mean, you're going to cancel stuff. And it looks like this is now following that. So obviously there's so many controversies surrounding this chap. He just has not, he's not been having a good time lately, has he? Warner Brothers hasn't been having a good time with him. You can imagine the moment anything hits the press about Ezra Miller, Warner Brothers are just like in between, lines of coke or something like that, going, "Oh my God, what is going on here?" And what I mean by doing lines, they're probably doing that just simply to take their mind off the fact that they're having to deal with this absolute reprobate pleb. So, countless controversies surrounding the Flash star Ezra Miller. It's now been claimed that Warner Brothers has pulled the plug on an 8-part miniseries that was set to feature the actor in some way. It's obviously integral to the story, right? Obviously. So the controversy surrounding the Flash star Ezra Miller, who uses they them pronouns, and I'm not going to respect them, and I don't give a shit. If you've got a problem with that, then you need to you realistically need to assess your moral compass, because this guy doesn't deserve that level of respect. Respect is earned, and this guy's a raging douche canoe. So many fans have made it clear that they've got little to no interest in seeing the actor continue to play the fastest man alive. And that's the thing, right? You've got to remember, this was always an uphill battle anyway. People don't care about Ezra Miller as the Flash. They didn't think he was that likeable, and yet they still greenlit the movie. And I think the saving grace of this film was always Michael Keaton, and that was basically what they were trying to push to have in the film a lot more, was Michael Keaton. But outside of that, it's not... No one's got interest in it. I don't think anyone's... There's not a lot of Ezra Miller fans out there, is there? Let's be honest. If you say, half the time I make a video about Ezra Miller, people are like, who the fuck is that? I make a video about Michael Keaton, people are like, oh yeah, Michael Keaton, Batman. Obviously, other films as well, but do you see what I mean? There's a big difference, and that's why they got Michael Keaton in there. So loads of people have had enough of Ezra Miller now. But what changes, if any, Warner Brothers will make to the movie remains to be seen, though we've heard that Miller won't be asked to return in future. And I've given them the easiest way out here in numerous videos, and I will continue to say it. Just condense all of his scenes down, have someone else come through a portal, people say it's the Flash, and it's the Flash, but it's a new actor. It's really simple. We're dealing with different timelines, the multiverse. Just do that. It's so easy. You're killing off Superman in this film, right? You're replacing him with Superwoman or Supergirl, whatever. So just do the same thing. Just get this reprobate off DC. It's really simple. And I find it baffling why, Warner Brothers are so quick to remove Henry Cavill from their slate. And they're always like, well, we don't know what to do with Superman. Okay. So what's different when the character's just got a vagina? Because that's all that Supergirl is, right? Is as a character, as a hero, it's a male or a female. So all you're dealing with is someone now that's suddenly got a different genitalia, and you're like, oh, I can definitely write a series about this character now. Why? She's got the same weaknesses, same strengths, but one's more interesting than the other because they've got a vagine. Really? That's creative bankruptcy. Anyway, whatever. But apparently there was an HBO Max series featuring the Scarlet Speedster. Now that's been scrapped, apparently. So actor Caroline Kwan recently took to Twitter to claim that a friend of hers had been developing a project that's since been cancelled because it included Miller's Barry Allen. Now, it's a little surprising that the plan was to take the Flash from his own movie to what we're assuming is an HBO Max series. I don't think that's that surprising, in fairness. We know that they're looking to push HBO Max, so I don't. That's not a surprise. Yeah, like, it's really not. People are suddenly like, oh no, HBO Max. Mate, look at all the stars that Disney Plus series have been having recently. Ezra Miller's a fucking nobody. So having him turn up in a series on HBO Max, no, that's not a stretch. And they say, though, it's possible he'd have a supporting role. Yeah, probably. Now, that would make sense in a show revolving around Michael Keaton's Batman or Sasha Calle's Supergirl. So there you go, that's the replacement for Henry Cavill. Though it's always possible this might have been an event series picking up in the aftermath of whatever damage the hero does to the DC EU in his solo outing, which we've had reports to say that, you know, the end credits is basically Ben Affleck's Batman saying, you need to help me, you've changed stuff, right? Now, if Warner Brothers has indeed pulled the plug on a TV show like this simply because Miller was involved, then it may not bode well for the character's future. Rather than recasting Barry, it now appears as if he might be shelved, potentially leaving the DCEU in an even bigger mess in terms of continuity. So Kwan has since deleted her tweet, so adding some validity to it. So obviously they say we're taking it with a pinch of salt, but I'd say that adds validity. However, as is so often the case with Hollywood scandals like this one, they'll be surprised if more is revealed in the future. This is the tweet. A friend of mine recently had a project cancelled that he had written 8 episodes for because it involved The Flash. And of course, Ezra Miller continues to be a nightmare, which he does. This guy just needs to stop. So there you have it, ladies and gents. Warner Brothers removing, scrapping stuff, deleting stuff. Are we soon to hear that he's done officially? Maybe. Let me know your thoughts though down below. As always, thanks so much for watching. Give the video a like and definitely share it. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out my Teespring store. Supporting the channel via this way does go a long way. But also, not only that, you do get to wear some awesome merch. These are one-of-a-kind designs designed for me by my graphic designer. We, of course, have our Clown World line, which is in mugs, hoodies, t-shirts. We've got Space Jeebus. And then for something a little bit different, we, of course, have right down at the bottom right here, we have our Pulsar GTIR. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out and supporting my second channel, which is Car Nonsense. This is a vlog and car channel. You can find links to this in the description box, along with my Teespring. Please do consider supporting.